What levels are these boys? 20, 15, 14, and 12. Alright then. That was everything to collect here, eh? Well, I guess she can come back then. We came to another one of the Oracle's towers and searched it quickly. This will be your second test, Lord Lysander, Adamus warned as we entered. Let's hope it doesn't cost as much as the last one, I said. My dear squire, it will probably cost more, Adamus pointed out. Lysander nodded and read the inscription on the altar at the top of the tower. So she wants me to bring the sword of the gods to this place, Lysander said, thus giving up a weapon that would give you the strength to defeat your enemy, said Adamus. I kept my mouth shut, but the Oracle's demands were getting ridiculous. Who needed her if they had the gold Lysander gave up and the sword of the gods? Lysander approached the altar alone, surrendering the powerful sword of the gods. I was standing outside with the others when the tower gate creaked open. My lord came down the stairs with an expression of confusion on his face. He looked around, saw that the path before him was now open, and shrugged. Adamus, any idea how many of these trials the Oracle of the Dawn is going to put me through? He asked. The old priest said, if my information is correct, 2 more. Well, let's get on with it. Lysander mounted his horse and led the way. No or yes? You mean, like, we already gave up the sword? What do you mean? How can I say no? I mean, okay, game. Alright, so you needed advanced life magic, and you needed advanced order magic. Didn't Protho have master life magic? Great. And you have advanced life magic. Okay. Well, you're coming back to the portal here. So you can come and get this one. Oh, wait, no. Is this order or life? This one. It was early morning. I was collecting some water for my lord's morning tea when I found Adamus strolling through the camp. May I help you, sir? I asked him. Oh, good squire, no. We already had this one. My time... What about family? And... We had this discussion already, guys. So many things. They just told the barbarian. Oh yeah, we read that one before. My gosh. Saint Rainan's staff. A distant fire brings you to a lone burning building. Immediately you rush inside to find an old priest on the floor, overcome by the smoke. You drag him outside, but it's too late to save his home. When the man recovers, he shakes his head. That was a place of healing, but gone now, gone. It's a sign. Please take this, he says, handing you Saint Raymond's staff. Use it well. Doubles the effect of all healing spells. Resurrection. Oh, hey, we should give that to Protho. There you go, bud. Yes, level up, and I was hoping to get, okay, can convert 15% of greatly outnumbered hostile creatures to his side. The hero can convert no more than 60 experience points of creatures, plus 10% per level of the hero. The cost of surrendering is 90% of normal. Sure! I forget that charm is a new spell, or a new skill in this game. And you can pay for it, and you can get expert resurrection. Sure, enter the sanctuary. Yep. They've disappeared. Where did they go? Well, it's a good question, actually. Can I get them back? Until because some unforeseen force keeps you from stepping any closer. However, the monks who dwell here agree to resurrect your dead heroes. Okay, I don't need that. I need my hero to come out of there. Hello? Could I please get my hero back? So this is the underground. You come to a weathered set of stairs that disappears into the darkness. So this is their version of the underground, is to look like Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn's hell, huh? Interesting look. Why did my knight make the sound of a chicken when he died? That's odd. Okay. Sure. Please let him out! Ah! I figured it out. I just double click on it. Do you want to leave this holy place? Yes! So, to the commenter who asked about what happens with where I was stepped inside the sanctuary and disappeared, you go inside the sanctuary, but you just double click on it and you'll be able to leave. Happy to help. By the time Lysander brought Saint Raymond's staff to the Oracle's Tower, I had found that Prothor and I agreed that we were surrendering too much to gain this seer's help. That staff has powerful healing properties, Prothor argued. That's why I gave it to you. It's insane for her to ask us to give it up. Imagine the good we could perform with it. Lysander said, I'm going to give it to her. How do you know this Oracle is going to be of any help? But before Lysander could reply, Adamus said, Please, Prothor, Lord Lysander doesn't need that kind of advice. Maybe he does, Prothor insisted. Secretly, I was rooting for the gluttonous priest, but I didn't have the courage to voice my opinion. I made a pact when I started this quest, and I won't renege. Now go somewhere and stuff your fat mouth with a chicken leg or something and leave me alone, Lysander snapped. Prothor's wide face went completely red. There was no evidence of his usual jovial manner. For a moment, I thought he would attack my master. If you're too stubborn to admit that you're about to make a big mistake, then maybe you're too stubborn to realize that Wharton is the true Griffinheart heir. Maybe it would be best for everyone if you took your arrogant rump off Peladra's throne. Prothor responded. Lysander's fists clenched. Immediately I jumped forward and grabbed my lord's arms. Adamus too stepped in front of Prothor's huge form. The big cleric had too much respect for the older man to bowl him to the ground. I'm giving St. Raymond's staff to the Oracle, Lysander stated. So I guess we know what Trial 3 is. By now we recognized the Oracle's Tower the moment we saw one. Lysander ordered a short break for the troops. These trials are meant for me, he said. I go on alone, just in case there is any danger. I opened my mouth to argue, but my lord handed me the reins of his steed and ordered me to tend to the creature. I wasn't in the habit of disobeying direct orders. Later, Lysander came out of the tower with a scowl on his face and immediately called Adamus forward. What's the point of all this, Adamus? Now she wants St. Raymond's staff. The priest paused for some time before he answered. She's the only one who knows the meaning behind her tests. I guess she refuses to speak to someone who cannot separate themselves from the power of an object, such as Raymond's staff. I'm not some errand boy, Adamus. I don't have time for all this running around either, Lysander blurted out ill-naturedly and stormed off. Once again, Lysander entered the Oracle's Tower alone after Prothor stormed away to fume in silence. I stood outside waiting and wondering what the Oracle's last test would be, and then the tower faded away like an old memory, leaving Lysander standing alone. He looked over his shoulder. Our eyes met. Free me, he shouted, but there was something wrong about his voice that I couldn't quite determine. And then he burst into flames. What? I think I screamed and ran forward, removing my cloak along the way. Lysander wailed in agony, slapped at his burning skin. It was horrible. I finally reached him, throwing my shoulder into him to knock him to the ground. I dropped my cloak over his fiery body. My own hands caught fire, but I ignored the pain as I tried to smother the flames. Suddenly Prothor was at my side, throwing his own mantle over Lysander's body. It wasn't enough. The flailing and screaming from beneath our cloaks stopped suddenly. Fearing the worst, knowing that my master was dead, I lifted my scorched garment. Although the sickening stench of burnt flesh clung to the air, Lysander appeared unharmed. He was unconscious, but otherwise unharmed. How could this be? Craziness. This oracle is just insane. Even though Lysander was left unharmed by the blaze that consumed his body, Prothor and I came away from the incident with burns of our own. Adamus managed to heal our blistered hands, but they still stung painfully. I hadn't slept since. My lord's strange words still rung in my ears as loudly as the roar of the flames. Free me, he had said. Free him? But he was right here, still in command of the army. This morning he came out of his tent early and ordered everyone to be ready to march in half an hour. He was already dressed in his armor. I wondered why he hadn't summoned me for help, but I never got the chance to ask. Soon I was busy prepping the troops. Adamus was just about the only other person Lysander had talked to since the mysterious burning. Was my lord upset with me for some reason? Later I learned from Protho some of the details of my lord's private conversations with Adamus. Perhaps it was our shared injuries, or the way Protho reacted so quickly when we tried to save Lysander's life. But my feelings toward the loud priest had changed. I realized now that Protho's excessive eating and drinking wasn't selfishness on his part. He just liked to live life to its fullest. And he was the only person I could talk to now that my lord had become so quiet. I think I understand better what happened. I think I understand better what happened to Lysander, Protho told me. Really? I said excitedly. Please tell me, because I still don't understand why he was left untouched by that fire.
Well, it was some kind of shared spiritual thing. Lysander's soul swapped places with an angel. The man we're looking at may look like Lysander, but inside he's really an angel.
What? How can this be?
Someone trapped this angel nearby. He's suffering an incredible torture. That's where the fire came from, Protho explained.
But Lysander switched places with this angel? He's being tortured now, isn't he?
Yes. Constantly burned alive, but never dying, never falling unconscious. It must be horrible, Protho said, his deep voice cracking with emotion.
Why would Lysander volunteer for such a thing, or did the Oracle of the Dawn force this on him? Curse her and her tests. I see it now. I've been watching Lysander closely, and even if Protho hadn't told me that an angel's soul now resided within my lord's body, I would have suspected something was wrong. This was not Lord Lysander, although he had the same unfaltering determination. No one knew what torture Lysander was going through better than this angel, who had experienced it for more than a century. How do you know that? It was more than a century. You don't know that for sure. So I understood why he pushed us so hard and fast. But still, he wasn't my lord, and I wouldn't rest until we freed Lysander. His soul would not suffer 1 moment longer than it had to. That I swear. Sure. The sour stench of death is overpowering in this graveyard. Many of the graves have been dug up from the inside. Knowing that the locals take their prized possessions with them to the grave, do you want to battle the scores of zombies for the opportunity to search their coffins? Sure. That sounds like a terrible idea. We're not grave robbers. How dare you, Lysander? I mean, I guess it's not Lysander, it's an angel, you know? He's acting out of character, guys, because of the fact that it's an angel doing it. No, the angel wouldn't do it to necessarily want to rob the graves. They would be doing it because they want to kill the undead. That's the only reason why we're doing it, guys, because it's an angel in control of Lysander's body, and he wants to kill all the undead because he's a holy angel. You know? Makes sense, doesn't it? There we go. It's a dirty job unearthing all the graves, but well worth the effort as you uncover 3250 gold. Why is it always 3250? I mean, this is the fourth and final gate, isn't it? Before us was one of the Oracle's towers. Well, the door to this one was locked. When Protho tried to force it open, we all heard a disembodied voice echoing through the cavern. Only the two who are one may pass. Only the one known as Lysander and the angel known as Te Ethelon. And so I hope for the first time that my lord's soul still lived. What? Alright. And then this leads us here. So many things. Although Lysander's hands reached to open the magical prison, it was Te Ethelon who opened it. A burst of flames shot skyward, throwing Lysander back to the ground where he lay still. Then the flames died suddenly, and a great pair of wings spread as the angel soared to freedom. I rushed to my lord's side, lifted Lysander's head to my lap. I could tell by his confused and exhausted expression that his soul was back in his own body, so I shouted for water. If there is ever a time for something stronger, this is it. It'll cool his nerves and soothe his pain, Protho said, handing me one of his special flasks. It was a good idea. Before long, some color returned to Lysander's face and he opened his eyes, focusing them First on my face, and then on Prothos. Then Teothelon floated down next to us. How is he? The angel asked. I'll recover, Lysander said. And you? Teothelon bent over and kissed my lord's forehead. We are friends forever. Come, let me help you find the oracle. There was much to be done, but I didn't want to leave my lord's side. Protho must have noticed my reluctance as he placed a hand on my shoulder. Go ahead and get the troops ready. Adamus and I will take care of him, he said. We are priests, after all. By midday, we were on our way again to find the Oracle of the Dawn. Cool, and I have an angel now. Okay. That happened. Alright. Lysander and the angel, Teothelon, touched the door together and the oracle's tower simply disappeared. You have passed the last test, Teothelon said, placing his hand on Lysander's shoulder. Hooray! We did it! What do we do now? Go through the door? Okay. Kill these enemies? Sure. What's up, bud? I combined my armies. And now, you're fucked. I said, now you're fucked. You see, you stand no chance against us now. Huzzah. You place your hand on the shrine, but as its magical energy flows through your body, you realize that you already possess its knowledge of magic fist. I want to fist him with my magic. Oh, I can't even do the... I leveled up my guys. Your powers of persuasion have swayed some of the hostile creatures to join you. Do you accept the new recruits? Sure. Bye. Idiots. See? Tactics. You know, this game doesn't have legitimate tactics like the previous ones. I have the tactics. Oh, hey, I guess the Minotaurs just decided to become a part of the like roaming army sort of thing. Right. Ah, the shrine of the silver monkey. I mean oracle. Welcome! Join us! Won't you? Alright. And our final day. I think I expected the Oracle of the Dawn to be white-haired, wrinkled, and stooped, as if she were bending beneath the great weight of her mystical power. She turned out to be close to my age, attractive and shapely, with strawberry hair hanging in kinky strands down her back. The Oracle wore a simple yellow robe, cinched at her hip with a silver chain. She was drawing a broom over a blue and gold fresco pattern on the floor. I didn't even notice it was a depiction of the rising sun until much later. Such was this woman's ability to captivate your attention. And your boner. You are the Oracle of the Dawn? Lord Lysander asked. Next to him was Adamus. Protho and I remained several steps behind. I am. The oracle crossed the floor and leaned her broom against a narrow column before approaching my lord. She stared into Lysander's eyes and smiled. You almost failed, she said. Several times. I know. But you are here. That is a testament to your courage, if not your determination. What will you ask of me, Lord Lysander? Don't you already know? The oracle gestured for us to follow. As she walked into the back of the temple, where a large window opened toward the horizon. You don't know, Lord Lysander said? Yes, but I wonder if you know what question you will want to ask. Which will it be, Lord Lysander? Will you ask me about Sir Wharton's past? Or will you ask about your own? Lysander didn't answer. And for the first time, I saw the inner battle being waged within him. What a fool I had been. Of course, someone like the Oracle could reveal the location of his siblings. My lord's long search could be over if he just asked this woman where to find them. But then he would not have the information he needed to expose Wharton's lies and save Peladra. What a choice. It wasn't fair. Before I could stop myself, I stepped forward and blurted, why not tell him both? He has earned it. He has passed all your trials. The Oracle turned to me, but her expression was unreadable. Lysander's, however, was unpleasant. Milton, he snapped. Remember your manners. I faded back, trying to disappear, but inside I fumed at the Oracle of the Dawn. Which is it going to be, Lord Lysander? I can tell you that all your siblings still walk this plane of existence. Well, we know that. Thanks for letting us know that. I could even tell you where they are. Once again, Lysander hesitated. Or I could help you uncover the truths of Sir Wharton's past. All you have to do is ask. After what seemed an eternity, Lysander swallowed as if preparing himself and said, "Tell me of Sir Wharton's past. Is Sir Wharton a Griffinheart?" There was an equally pregnant pause before the Oracle of the Dawn answered. She turned toward the window and stared at the blue sky for some time. Finally, she took Lysander's hands in hers and rubbed them almost lovingly. "To seek the blood, seek the steel. The first step of many, take towards the wheel." "Thank you," Lysander said. My lord leaned forward and kissed the woman's hands. She smiled and said, "You are more a part of Peladra than you know, Lysander. Good luck to you." Our audience over, we turned at once to leave. I was the last one to the door, and then I heard the Oracle call my name. "Yes?" I said nervously. Had I angered her with my interruption? "What is your purpose?" she asked. "What? What is your purpose, Squire Milton? Why do you exist?" I still wasn't sure what answer she expected, so I gave her the first that came to my mind. "To serve my Lord Lysander." "Is it?" she said doubtfully, as if she knew something I did not. The Oracle of the Dawn reclaimed her broom, leaving me more confused than when I came in. And thus, the end of the scenario. Huzzah! Victory! This one over here, the lady in the purple, looks like it's one of the ladies from Hero 3.
Not everyone understood that, so Lord Lysander expected trouble when we marched into the isolationist territory known as the Wheel. But even he didn't know
The Wheel.
just how hard they would fight.
Correct. But that's all the time we got for today, guys. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. If you have any comments or suggestions, you can leave those in the comment section down below. If you want to keep up to date with all my videos, you can subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook to become part of the conversation, also part of the voting for games I should play in the future. And as always, I'm DemonFire93, and I'll see you guys next time.